people look at Sonny Hayes, they see a guy who lives in a van, a gambling junkie who missed his shot.
Hi and welcome back to Real Reviews, where today I'm taking a look at F1. That's right, it's the Brad Pitt release, which has hit cinemas in the last probably week, 10 days, and it's directed by Joseph Kosinski. So let's dive in and find out if this F1 racing movie actually lives up to its hype with a $300 million budget.
I see. Possibility.
So with the legendary Jerry Bruckheimer on production duty alongside Brad Pitt and I believe Joseph Kosinski as well, who's coming off the back of Top Gun Maverick, you really couldn't get a hotter pairing in terms of cinema right at this moment. Yes, this is an Apple original movie, but this is also unlike any film I have seen for some time. This is true blockbuster tentpole stuff. F1 has got the full collaboration and support of F1, the institution. So everything, one of the richest, most affluent, most influential sports in the world, is completely on board with this adaptation, and that's what comes through most firmly, most vehemently throughout this movie. Yes, you've got Brad Pitt in full movie star mode as Sonny Hayes, looking, let's be honest, probably about 35 if you're pushing it, alongside Damson, Alba. Also, you've got this classic clash of old versus new, the old dog versus the underdog, who sort of steps in for an old friend, Javier Bardem being the old friend who owns this F1 racing team who is falling on hard times. Sonny Hayes is this sort of happy-go-lucky, sort of ethereal, sort of bohemian hippie character who had some tragic accident when he was younger, but now is sort of having this moment of reconciliation and redemption ultimately. So what is it? What else is going on in F1? What else is that the audiences are going to want to get involved in? They want to get excited about? Let's find out, shall we? So just to be clear, F1 is nothing that people haven't seen before, but there are so few decent racing movies out there. Genuinely, the only one I can really think of off the top of my head in terms of contemporary comparisons would be Le Mans 66 or Ford versus Ferrari, depending on which side of the Atlantic you're on. That's the one with Matt Damon and Christian Bale about Carroll Shelby, the guy who created the Ford GT, the Shelby GT. And that's a great movie. That's James Mangold, and this the guy who did a Complete Unknown, the Bob Dylan biopic. But F1 is just, it's slick, it's exciting, it's fun, it's engaging, it's enthralling, it's loud, and it hits all the right buttons, but it doesn't do it obviously. Brad Pitt really is the main draw for this, and this belongs to him. This is his film. Everything, he makes it look so easy, and yet there were so many technical elements which go into making this F1 thing. The fact that there are so many cameras in the car that were built into these cars, the cars were custom made specifically, they went to the real locations. These are the actors driving these cars at 180 miles an hour. Yes, there are no visual effects. They went full Tom Cruise in this, full Top Gun Maverick in terms of realism. So this really delivers. And it delivers in an old-fashioned kind of movie style way. And that's what makes F1 so good. It really is suspension of disbelief on a most basic level. It's also got Kerry Condon in it. And you're like, who is she? She starred opposite Colin Farrell in The Banshees of Inisherin. She played his sister, his character's sister in that movie. And she is awesome. So on that note, I'm going to dive into my rating. Let's do that.
Rook is a phenomenal talent. But he's young.
So I'm going to be giving F1 the movie a 5 out of 5 on the big old 5 scale. That's right, I'm going all in on this one. This really is the blockbuster of the summer. People have said, and I watched a critic the other day and he was like, Sinners is still the best movie of the year. Do you know what? Move over, because actually in terms of good old fashioned cinema and the power of movies and film, F1 really delivers. Brad Pitt is on fire, as is everybody else in this movie. And I don't mean literally, because that's in bad taste considering this is F1. So on that note, I'm going to dive into my trailer. Let's do that.
You plus him, boom, I got a team.
You've reached the end of another review, this time for F1 the movie, which is currently out in cinemas and is absolutely blowing back the hair of every single audience member who sees it. And on that note, I'm going to say, if you've liked the video, give me a thumbs up. Failing that, you could always just drop a comment in the comment box below and I will respond. And finally, just subscribe so that every Tuesday and every Saturday, when I drop another one of these videos literally into your lap, you'll get a little notification and you can pop in and watch or listen to as much or as little as you'd like and then go about your day. In the meantime, check out the rest of the channel and maybe pop over to the Patreon page. Take care. Cheers now.